All right, good evening and greetings from South Georgia, USA on this beautiful evening of March the 19th, 2025. It has become dark here in Georgia. It's a beautiful evening, and we're out here in the greenhouse just wrapping up our planting and our fig cuttings and the things that we're doing in here. And not ready to go in the house yet. It's just too beautiful outside. And I would like to read from the Holy Bible. This is the Gospel of John from this is from the New King James Version of the Bible. And I would like to read this to you and give you a perspective of what the Apostle John had to say about what he thought about Jesus, about the Messiah, Jesus Christ. And John starts off this way. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness. The darkness did not comprehend it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. This man came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which gives light to every man coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made through him, and the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God, to those who believed in his name, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of flesh, nor the will of man, but of God. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness of him and cried out, saying, This is he of whom I said, He who comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. Now this is the testimony of John. When the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, Who are you? He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, I am not the Christ. And they asked him, What then are you, Elijah? He said, I am not. Are you the prophet? And he answered, No. Then they said to him, Who are you? That we may give an answer to those who sent us. What do you say about yourself? He said, I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord, as the prophet Isaiah said. Now those who were sent were from the Pharisees, and they asked him, saying, Why then do you baptize if you are not the Christ, nor Elijah, nor the prophet? John answered them, saying, I baptize with water, but there stands one among you whom you do not know. It is he who coming after me is preferred before me, whose sandal strap I am not worthy to loose. These things were done in Beth Abra, beyond the Jordan, where John was baptizing. All right, I feel very privileged to be able to read this to you and to record this reading on the World Wide Web to be broadcast essentially to all the world. I don't know how long these tapes will, or these digital images and voices will stay up. I know the people that wrote these books here, some of this stuff goes back 3,000 and 4,000 years, and they were recorded. I don't know how long this phone camera and this internet will preserve what I'm saying here. But I do want to say this: wherever you are, or whenever you're listening to me, whether it be tomorrow, or whether it be in 10 years, or whether it be in 1,000 years, it is possible. I want you to know that there are many people living here in this country that we call the United States of America, who do believe that this book is the truth, and that this man witnessed by John the Apostle some 2,000 years ago was in fact the Word, who was with God and was God and created everything that was made, and that he came down in the flesh to his own, and his own received him not. So that's the story that I want you to know, wherever you are listening to this, that there are literally millions of people that believe this story. Even in these times of computers and rocket ships, AI, they call it, artificial intelligence, the cloud, they call it, that beams messages all over the world and stores messages. But even with all of that, millions upon millions of people believe the words of this old book. The technology from 3 or 4 or even 5,000 years ago, where people took a feather from a bird and scribbled writings on leather paper. All of that has been preserved for us today. Just to give you an idea what's going on and what is going on now in the year 2025. So that's what I wanted to say tonight, and I hope it has brought some comfort to you, knowing that there are people that are like-minded, that do think this is the truth. And to those of you out there that are skeptical, that are going and believing that all of the new technology is the way to go, I don't care how long it is from now. If you're watching this 1,000 years from now, I'll just about be willing to bet you a nickel that they haven't figured out how to keep people from dying. That's what this book is all about. It purports to explain how this man, Jesus Christ, his Hebrew name was Yeshua, claimed that he was this word that was God and that created the universe, that he came to his creation and gave instructions on how people might have eternal life. And it wasn't based on any bunch of good things that they did or fancy things, or it was based on one thing. Do you believe this story? If you believe this story that I just read to you, this Jesus Christ said that you would pass from a condition of temporal life, which is no life at all, into eternal life, in a place where no rocket ship can ever reach. It's a dimension, a different dimension, a portal that cannot be. I don't care how long it is since I said this. I'll bet you another nickel that they have not figured out how to go through the portal into the kingdom of heaven. Now, they might be telling you that they figured it out. They might be lying to you. They might be making images up that purport to have gone to heaven. That's what I expect they'll start doing pretty soon. They're talking about going to Mars now, the planet Mars. There's no air up there. There's no food up there. There's no nothing, and there's no reason to go up there either. It is the most desolate possible thing that you could do. Even if you could do it, you may as well just tie a stone around your neck and jump into the deepest place in the ocean. You'll probably stand a better chance doing that than you would sending a rocket ship to another planet. Well, I didn't start out thinking that I was going to say that, but if you are watching this in 1,000 years, and you are watching from Mars and that it has happened, I guess you can say, hey, that man didn't know what he was talking about. But I really don't think that it's any of that's ever going to happen. I believe they might fake it, but I don't think it's going to happen. All right, I thank you for listening to me, and I think I would like my channel to grow and more people look at it. So if you'd push that subscribe button, that would help. And God willing, I will be out here on another occasion around the farm here, and I will be telling you more about this book, the Holy Bible, which I guarantee you, if the world lasts that long, this book ain't going anywhere. It'll be right there. All right. Thank you for watching.